here, and I could see that how peaceful the painting was very, very making me happy, and how I don't know if this word is good to use here or not, but I'm proud of that, that I can see their thoughts.
But I can remember that it felt very exciting to be above and to be out and looking down and not threatening at all.
Then I knew I was supposed to be keeping up with my body, so I followed my body through the hall and out the front door. And there's something about being outside when you're out of your body, but when I got outside, it was just wonderful. But it seemed like I was always just kind of looking through the ambush because I was enjoying being outside. Really kind of a nice experience, with the light and things, the feeling of lightness.
If I had come out, I had no pain, but I'm also just free of everything. I'm no one's wife, mother, or daughter. I'm just myself alone.
I have a distinct memory, always trying to look at myself and thinking how much better looking I thought I was. And this guy wasn't too trouble and had a good mind about it. I was happy, truly happy to get away from the body. It's so funny. And I did not feel one bit of remorse or sadness, and I was really happy.
But it wasn't bothering me. I saw my body and I hated it, and I didn't want to come. I was dead.
It looked like this sort of a feeble, sick person. And it didn't dawn on me until it seemed like many minutes later, I'm sure it was a flash, that person was me. And they were trying to prevent me because I was dying. And I just had my heart attack.
There's a skeptical part of me too. And I wonder sometimes whether or not this might just be people's hallucinations that they're going through, or just a natural shutting down process when the brain is dying.
I used to wonder about that myself, Peter. What has turned me around on that issue is that so often these patients are able to give us very correct descriptions of what was going on during the resuscitation from a point of view they couldn't have had from that perspective, that physical body on the table. For instance, my friend Kim, who works at a medical university out west, was telling me that she was involved in resuscitating a young patient named Maria. And Maria had been believed dead, but was successfully revived, and when she came back to consciousness, my friend Kim happened to be standing there by her bedside, and Maria grabbed onto him and said that during the resuscitation, when she was out of her body, she drifted outside of the hospital entirely and saw an overshoot on a ledge on a window outside of the upper floor of the hospital. And Tim was actually able to go there and to verify that the shoe was there exactly as the patient had specified.
And all of a sudden, Maria, the people out in the hall, the room had been sealed off, person going to do surgery in the room. So I immediately went out through the door, and then I went out. I was immediately on the other side in the hall. But I had to go up to my daughter, and I tried to make her head cast it up on and change her clothes. I couldn't make her hear me, so I went to our dad. I said, take Kathy home, change her clothes. She should be out like this. While they were in the hall, Brad, I was trying to bring home a problem of my husband came up, and he was talking to me. He'd gotten ready to come. And one of his neighbors that was also in the hospital, and he came up and started talking to my brother and I, wanting to know what he was doing at the hospital and what he was going to do that weekend. He said, well, it looks like my sister-in-law was going to kick the bucket, and I was planning to go to Athens, but I'll stick around now to be a call power. Later, I was also able to talk to him. He didn't want to admit it, but he did admit this is what he was doing. And I laughed at him, because it embarrassed him.
It was amazing that I was never leaving my body too. I was everywhere to talk about me, but I was with my body. It means that I was not leaving one part for another. I was everywhere at the same time. I could be in New York, I could be in Longview, Texas. I could be in Moscow, I could be in Tbilisi, Georgia. In any place, there was no distance and time at that time with me.
And this time I'm thinking, I want to see my sister. So I immediately find myself in Rockville, Maryland at her home. And she's getting ready to go grocery shopping. She's wearing a beige suit with a green blouse. She's had to go over the house and look for a key that she misplaced. Had to find her groceries. And finally she walks down her front door to get in her blue money collar Chevrolet. And I feel there's no need for me to go to the grocery store with her, so I let her go on, and I'm going to pop over there to another sister who lives a few miles away from her. And this other sister had already left home. I was able to turn in. She had gone grocery shopping herself. So the guys asked me was I ready to leave this area, and I agreed and said yes. About 2 weeks after I had this near-death experience, I was in contact with my sister, and I brought this fact up to her and described, and she said, well, how did you know? I didn't see you, you weren't here.
I could communicate with the children, with very little children, who couldn't speak and who couldn't walk and who were very little, and just coming from that place where I was going. And this was amazing communication with them, spiritual communication. We never spoke in words, we spoke in mental communication. And she had broken teeth, and nobody understood why she was crying so loud. And the doctors and his parents, they were concerned about this. And I said, don't cry anyway, nobody will understand why you cry. And she stopped crying and she smiled, you know, and it was an incredible experience for that people who were around, and they looked at her and said, what's happened? Why she's not crying at this time? I want to tell them that, you know, she has this happens with her, but I couldn't communicate with them. On the third day when I was back to my body, and after 3 days when I could speak, I said to them that, no, your daughter is crying because of this. She has broken teeth, you know, and this is the diagnosis which you are taking down, you know, and they found that it was true, you know, they were shocked and they were surprised.
I've also wondered whether or not people may not just be going to places that they've known before in their memory.
Well, they certainly do that. They do go to places where they have been, but they also fairly frequently end up in places where they didn't know existed on the way. And in one case, Dr. George Ritchie, he was actually able to find a place that he had seen in his out-of-body experience.
I had left that room when it was far as Vicksburg, Mississippi. So a man getting ready to go into a white all-night cafe there on the street in Vicksburg and asked him if he could tell me if I was going in the right direction to get conviction. And this man actually said when the ward boy asked him to start it, I passed since I was going over the hospital, like to be to see, you know, hear me. Actually, I walked right through the ward boy going up. But I was so determined to get back to Richmond that never even stopped me. And when this guy couldn't see it, then I realized that there was a vast change. Something was wrong that these people could neither see nor hear me. The way that I know that it was Vicksburg, Mississippi, because 10 months after this experience, I came back through Vicksburg and recognized the white all-night cafe on the park. Time and distance, as you and I comprehended in this room, simply does not exist, because simply by wanting to be heading back towards Richmond, apparently I was.
Before I tell you about the most adventurous kind of out-of-body traveling, I want you to promise me that you'll come to visit me and say goodbye before you actually leave this world. There are occasional reports from people who experience another dramatic form of travel, that they actually leave their body, zoom up above the earth, and travel far into space and see the earth down below.
Dr. Carl Jung, the great Swiss psychiatrist, was an example of this phenomenon when he had his near-death experience in 1944 and a heart attack.
At the beginning of 1944, I broke my foot, and this misadventure was followed by a heart attack. Extremely strange things began to happen to me. It seemed to me that I was high up in space. Far below, I saw the globe of the earth, bathed in a gloriously blue light. I saw the deep blue sea and the continents. I could see the snow-covered Himalayas. I knew that I was at the point of departing from the earth. The sight of the earth from this height was the most glorious thing I had ever seen.
Later on in the situation, though, they come to realize that no one else is
Ashley, you might
so they undergo a